underway now with Heat 3 then for the Formula A's and B's. The two combined, the big bangers are out now in full style. This is the race number 23 in the afternoon here at the Swindon motocross circuit near Lynham. And they really are flying. The ARAF circuit is just down the road from us here, and these lads now are flying around this track. In fact, for once in a while, we seem to have got all 8 together, nose to tail, not a gap in between them. You could chuck a rug over the first 3 runners.
I expect this one to be quite a good race, David, because that's Will Gollop, and in fact, Will Gollop, they're slowing right down. Something wrong with the Saab, and he's pulling off as the Escort 278, Mark Lloyd, takes the lead from John Minty. That's the second place blue and white Escort, a rally driver. And he's being chased by what appears to be, I think it's Sean McAdam in another Fiesta. Yeah, Sean McAdam, number 173. Well,
it's Sean McAdam who set up a very fast time in his second heat too. In fact, he won it, didn't he, in fine style. At that time, his 3 minutes 05.6 was one of the fastest we've had so far today. Back in third, still going like a train.
He did indeed. But, oh yes, and he's just got by on the inside of John Minty there at the tight hairpin as they start their second lap. But the problem is that Mark Lloyd, the leader, he will have had some clear space there, and he'll be able to extend his lead, and that makes the job even more difficult for Sean McAdam to catch him up and to overtake him.
So John Minty was car number 30, dropping back now, and still a lot of action behind, though. We haven't seen that Lotus Esprit come through. I thought he's got a lot drier now. It would have been a chance in this race for him to do something, but he still hasn't sorted the handling out, and he's probably way back 4th or 5th. I'm sure I saw him on the grid there trying to get away.
He was there, yes, but the problem now...
There he is.
That's right. He's still at the back of the field, though, and I think that what is wrong is that he's finding the circuit, the tarmac and concrete sections, covered with all the fine dust, and that will be giving him just as much problem as if it was wet.
So the number 278 leading through now. Mark Lloyd still the front runner in this race on the final lap.
Yes, Sean McAdam there still holding on very well in second place, and if anything, he's not letting Mark Lloyd go away from him, but Mark is certainly winding himself up now on this final lap. The drivers do tend to sense when it's the last lap, and they know that they've managed to do 2 successfully, so it's all go for the third one, and you'd probably find if you put a watch on them, David, that they would complete the last lap far quicker.
So we're waiting for that checkered flag to go to see if Mark Lloyd can beat 3 minutes 06, which is what he did in the second heat, 3:06. He wasn't quite so fast in his first heat when it was very wet, so they're going faster and faster. That's why he's keeping his foot hard down. He's not bothered about just winning this heat. He wants a fast time to add the two together to go through into the final, and it's going to be quite quick again. He hasn't been delayed all the way round. He stormed off into the lead, and he's been unchecked ever since. There's the flag then to Mark Lloyd, and remember he did 3:06 on his second heat. This could be quite interesting to see if he's close to that.
Yes, and I noticed that John Minty there has managed to retain his third place from Ross Browning and Brian Betteridge, and the time unofficially 3 minutes 01 seconds, and that I'm sure he'll be pleased with that, because that should put him well placed in a well-placed position for the finals.
So it's getting down more and more towards the magic 3 minutes. That 3:01 on our clock then for Mark Lloyd. Did 3:06 in his second heat. Faster pace. This beautiful Lotus again coming along. It's a great shame it can't go that much faster in a straight line and get up amongst the leaders. It's one of the most beautifully prepared cars we've seen all day, but still it can't go quite quick enough on this very, very tricky circuit near Swindon. But for fine style and fine driving, a very fast performance. 3:01. Mark Lloyd now speaking to Chris Lord.
Well, we're just having to wait until Mark releases his mouth. And here it comes. Mark, the good news is for you that you've just put in a time of 3:01, which should see you in the final. You pleased?
That's a bit slow, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit better. It's drying out a hell of a lot more than what it was earlier on in the runs. I thought, when we had that little shower about 10 minutes ago, I thought, oh, this is it. It's finished, you know. We're not going to get any more quick times in, but surprisingly enough, it's really dried out in there. The loose sections, I'm getting stacks and stacks of grip because I'm still running wet tyres. But on the tarmac pieces, it's still a little bit twitchy, where there's not quite enough rubber on the floor. But I think I'll leave it that way because it's a lot better through the loose sections.
I was about to say, would you normally run on wet tyres even though it's drying out as much as this?
Not normally, no. But with the concrete not being sort of grippy enough, I don't think it's going to make a lot of odds which sort of tyres I actually use on the concrete. If it was a tarmac circuit, I would have gone over to half cuts rather than a full cut wet.
Well, I think with that time we can safely say, Mark, we're going to see you in the final.
I hope so.